student, whether you're rich or poor, just depending on your environment. So schooling in Nigeria gave me the advantage to know my environment very well, to know where the good is and where the bad is. To know it made me really strong actually. I'm a very strong person. I can survive in any environment you put me just because of the years I've spent schooling in Nigeria.
Okay. Jola, you have something to ask him?
I actually have like this same experience because it makes us stronger schooling in Nigeria. I know the kind of school we go to, they are rough. So the experience there is good for us. When we encounter some kind of things outside, we know how to deal with it because we've seen similar things in school.
Yeah. I remember Jola telling us last week about Freemason.
At the staircase, Jesus.
Yeah, we can't be intimidated.
It's a good one, because so, but then what about the educational system now in Nigeria? When you went to USC, now you had an expectation, and maybe you now see that Nigerian thing that you did not want. How did you handle it? Like maybe with the lecturers or handouts? What did you do?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll state it out. Okay. Now I got into school, my A1. In secondary school, I was always told by my lecturers or my teachers that, hey, this thing you're seeing now, you see it in university. This stuff you're reading now, you see it in university. And I was like, why will university people be learning what we're learning? I said, okay. I got into year one. We learned the normal physics we learned. We learned chemistry, we learned, and some other few courses, English, even English, we learned. Okay, while learning English, I noticed that some things were taught, yes, they were repeated in English language. But by the time we went further, still in the first semester of year one, it wasn't the same. I was like, but they told us this will be the same, man. I said, no, 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 no. Okay, I said, okay, maybe English is quite hard. Physics came in. Physics was, I didn't see anything. I'm sincere, I'm being sincere. I couldn't remember.
It was like theory.
Exactly.
It was just like Greek to you. It happened to me. It happened to me.
It was difficult. It was difficult. So I was like, okay, we'll move on with the system. Then we went to where we started selling handouts, lecturers, problem. Okay, I got into my physics. There was this lecturer. His name was, I won't mention his name, but there was this lecturer. As you enter the school, our seniors will let us know that this course is so course physics. Nobody passes his test. His first test, that's his first semester test. Nobody passes that test. We said, why now? He said, that's just his welcoming to the school. So we as the owner, we like, we can read it out. We can make a difference. You understand? And somebody came the night, and when we were reading, I was like, I'm telling you now, just read for you to know. Don't read, say you want to beat his score, because you end up feeling bad for yourself that, okay, I tried making, maybe it was over 30, I tried making 25, and I'm saying something very low. And okay, so the day came, okay, we wrote the test, and the invigilator was a student. He said, this test, this is how he scores. He scores in a way called the bet sleep. He said, what do you mean by bet sleep? He said the people that bet games, they call it 1.5, 2 point something. He said that's how he marks his score. He said, okay, we'll pass it. Lo and behold, we did several night classes, we wrote the test. I saw this test and I was so sure that I wrote very well, very well. I even helped people safe. Okay, 1 week later, the test came out, and he normally published it in like the physics department for everybody to see. We went forward, we were seeing our scores. What we saw from, and my name is like the number one because I'm AA, Adekunle, my name was there. As I went to the board, I saw my name. What I was seeing was 2.5 over 30. And that was like the rest thing you're seeing, like you're seeing that down, everybody. 1.2, 1.0, 2.3, 2.4. The highest that test out of over 300, 400 students was 4/30. That was the highest. So you now reading to the extent that I must pass this man's test, no matter of what my seniors are saying. It makes you feel bad, depressed. You give up on the Nigerian school system and all. But that was what he advised us. He was like, read for you to know. This lecturer will surely fail you just to make you feel bad. But that was how the system was. But we know that definitely everybody knows that this can happen outside the country. You whatever you merit, you're graded. Sometimes your test, while you write, you're graded at that spot. After writing the test, your scores come before you immediately. But there, they have the right to take back your tests, give you what you want, anything they desire. You
Yeah, right.
understand? Yeah,
Is it really
just
that
like
right?
that.
Because I remember when I graduated, from my master's, and they just handed my certificate to me, rolled it and gave it to me, and I was like, wow, I remember uni, but to get certificates.
If you don't sweat,
You go to all the
it's not
offices.
uniform if you don't sweat.
Oh my God. That was just for the
Wow.
educational aspect. Then it came to when matriculation, just a normal matriculation. That's when I knew that Nigerian school life is not easy. Matriculation was as if you're graduating. Like you have another whole stress for like 2 months. You have to prepare for your clearance. Clearance took me over 2 months. Just something that normally you can just do like in at least a week. Took me 2 months to do my clearance in school. I said, but the stress entering this school was much. At least I've entered the school. It's supposed to be easy. The educational part, I felt I was already failing at a certain point. I felt I was already going down. I was depressed. Matriculation came. Things, I've done my clearance. Oh, you have to go and collect ordinary gown for matriculation. You have to fight, you have to sweat. To the extent that you go, you see hundreds of people lined up in front of you. You lose hope and like,
That's all.
on that sun. I was like, no, now I was there. I still do. You know what happened that day? The first day I went for to collect the matriculation gown, I stood. I was there. I just had this faith that I could collect. I had patience. I stood there. People were going. You know what happened? It reached my turn, and people said they are tired, that they want to go and eat. I should come back. No, they said, they didn't say come back tomorrow.
I can
They
relate.
they didn't say come back tomorrow. They said come back. It was a Monday. They said come back on Wednesday. That's what they told me. I was like,
How did you feel?
everybody should know now how you feel waiting under the sun. Like
You should just get meet your dad. Dad, I think I want to. I think I want that option of traveling. I think I need to travel.
No, I went to him several times. So
Wow.
I met him several times. Like, Daddy, my friends, and that time I left my classmates, most of them behind. SS2 to university. So I left most of them behind. So when their turn was reaching for them to graduate, they were going outside the country. So when I was in year two, I was like, Daddy, see, the school life is stressful. Can I? You say yes, you can. Oh. But at some point, it will work out because that one is under stress. Going to require like a clearance from your school
process
to travel.
again.
That's another stress, and I've gone far already. So I canceled that one too. So I lost the hope of school outside the country. Not that I won't school outside the country, but for the BSc, at least this particular course that I'm running. So that's how it was while entering. So that's how I need a Nigerian system is kind of different from outside the country.
And with your grades now, how has it been? Is it improving or no? Like I remember I did basics, so at that beginning, I was just that excitement of I'm in school, school, and people are telling you read. I remember then my dad would tell me read is your result we used to know. I'm like I'm reading. Anyway, I did well in basic, but year one, when I entered year one, I just relaxed. Like this feeling like, okay, I've entered, I know what the system is like and all that.
Yes.
And I think I just relaxed. Because when I saw my year one results, hey, I was humbled. I was humbled. So I just like step up gradually. And if you don't get it right, year one, it's going to be a struggle for you.
Quite,
So, but how have you been coping with that in terms of your academics? How's it been?
Okay, in terms of academics, actually, my year one when we entered the school, normally some seniors actually will tell you that this so course, like he told us during the test. So this course, you can't pass it by just relying on your own knowledge. You have to visit the lecturer, see him personally, know him personally, and like talk one or two with him. So I was like, okay, I won't meet any lecturer. That was my pledge. I was like, I'll read it out and all. The same thing, like you said, your parents will tell you, read or you have entered university. Yes, I didn't do basic. So when I still had this hot brain when I was in year one. So year one first semester, I did everything I could and I didn't meet any lecturer. That was one of the things that I made sure I didn't do. And when my results came out, I thought it wasn't too good because I relied on my own energy. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't meet anybody. It wasn't too good. So imagine at that early age, you have put all your effort and it's as if it's not working. How you feel, and the results wasn't too impressive. Second semester, I didn't meet anybody too in second semester, funny enough. But at least I knew I worked out myself. Second semester was quite far better than my first semester. So I was having this hope that meeting these lecturers actually won't be bad, but meeting them sometimes, like not meeting them will make you drop in your grade. So year two, first semester, I met some, but that was because of some circumstances. Like I missed some. I missed a test actually. That test was like a surprise test. So what happened that day was like I was not too strong, so I missed the test. So I had to go and meet him, and he made the remake test, and I was for the remake test. But he came into the hall and was like, "All of you writing this remake test, you're not still going to pass. That you have to come and see me." You can imagine when you're writing an exam and your lecturer comes and tell you that kind of thing. You just like you close the book up and just the exam has ended. You're writing a test and your lecturer is telling you that.
You know what? It's like in the Nigerian system, we have two types of seeing the lecturer. Because by right, I think there should be nothing wrong with a student going to see a lecturer when you do not understand what you've been taught.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, so I think there's something about a different kind of see me. And we have a guest from YouTube, so Toki Paksari. So she said that the Nigerian system, I think, is flawed. In a master's program, the lecturer still threatened that nobody in his class more than 3/15. So how shocking can that be? So I think it was just something about our system as well. Yeah.
Okay, the scene, there are two types of scene. Yes, there's nothing wrong going to see a lecturer where you don't understand. And the second scene is, how will I put it? Okay, we call it sorting. Sorting in the sense that, yes, you must go to pledge your loyalty to him, that he knows more than you, and you can never know more than him. And that's just it. That's just it. You can't correct your lecturer in class, no matter the mistake he's making. You cannot. The moment you correct him, that's the end of that course for you. You're not going anywhere. So the other thing is that it's sorting, you go and see him, pledge your loyalty. Some of them do ask for money. They won't say, give me money, but with their reaction, you know that you're not passing this course. He wants this thing.
And then
give him money.
See me. The way they will say they see me, you will know that there's something else.
That's for the girls.
That's the thing.
I know that I don't have strength. So it's either I avoid you, but I don't go with my friends.